Dr. Tae-ho Kim sat alone in his small office at the edge of space. The medical station on Outpost Sigma-9 was quiet today. Too quiet. Tae-ho looked out the window at the stars. 5 years ago, he had been the best heart surgeon on Earth. Now, he fixed cuts and gave medicine to sick travelers passing through this forgotten corner of space. Tae-ho touched the small medal in his pocket. It was the only thing he had kept from his old life. The medal for medical excellence that he had won before the accident. Before everything went wrong. "Dr. Kim," called a voice from the hallway. "You have a message." Jisoo Park stood in the doorway. She was young, maybe 30, with sharp eyes that saw more than she said. She had been at the station for only 6 months, but she was the only person Tae-ho trusted. "What kind of message?" Tae-ho asked. Nobody called him anymore, not after what happened. "It's from the Hazan Empire," Jisoo said, her voice tight. "Their main world. It's marked urgent." Tae-ho felt a chill. The Hazan Empire ruled 7 star systems with an iron fist. They were not known for their kindness. Their warships had destroyed whole planets that stood against them. He pressed the button on his desk and a face appeared on the screen. The man wore the black and gold uniform of a Hazan commander. "Dr. Kim," the man said. "I am Commander Sun-woo of the Imperial Guard. Your skills are needed." Tae-ho almost laughed. "My skills? The United Medical Corps took away my license 5 years ago. I'm sure you know that." The commander's face didn't change. "Warlord Jagoon is dying. His heart is failing. Our doctors cannot save him." Now, Tae-ho did laugh, but there was no joy in it. "And you want me to save the bloodless one? The man who killed millions? Why would I do that?" "Because if you succeed, your name will be cleared. You can return to Earth. To your old life." The commander paused. "And if you refuse, this outpost will be seen as an enemy of the Empire." The threat was clear. Tae-ho looked at Jisoo, who stood very still in the doorway. "I need to think about it," Tae-ho said. "You have 1 hour," the commander replied. "A ship is already on its way to you." The screen went black. Jisoo stepped into the room. "You can't seriously be thinking of helping them." Tae-ho stood up and walked to a locked cabinet in the corner of his office. He pressed his thumb against the scanner and the door slid open. Inside was a machine about the size of a small refrigerator. "My heart printer," he said. "The one that got me sent here." Jisoo moved closer. "They said it was dangerous. That it killed your partner." Tae-ho's hands shook as he touched the machine. "Minho died because we rushed. We didn't test enough. But the technology works. It can print a new heart using the patient's own cells, but stronger, better." "And you think you can save Warlord Jagoon with this?" Jisoo asked. "I think I can try." Tae-ho turned to face her. "I took an oath to heal, even those who don't deserve it." Jisoo's eyes narrowed. "And the promise to clear your name has nothing to do with it?" Tae-ho didn't answer. He began checking the machine, making sure it still worked after 5 years sitting unused. "I'm coming with you," Jisoo said suddenly. "No. It's too dangerous. You need an assistant and I'm all you've got." She crossed her arms. "Besides, someone needs to watch your back with those Imperial snakes." Before Tae-ho could argue more, a loud rumble shook the station. Through the window they saw a large black ship with the gold symbol of the Hazan Empire on its side. "They didn't even wait the full hour," Jisoo said. Tae-ho nodded. "They must be desperate. Warlord Jagoon must be close to death." They packed quickly. Tae-ho took his special tools and the heart printer. Jisoo gathered medical supplies and data, tablets. 30 minutes later, they stood in the docking bay as the door of the Hazan ship opened. 4 soldiers in black armor stepped out, their faces hidden behind dark helmets. Behind them came a tall woman in a white medical uniform. "I am Dr. Soo-min, the Warlord's personal physician," she said. Her voice was cold, her eyes colder. "Are you ready, Dr. Kim?" Tae-ho nodded. "This is my assistant, Jisoo Park. She comes with me." Dr. Soo-min looked at Jisoo up and down. "Fine, but hurry." The Warlord doesn't have much time. As they boarded the ship, Taeho felt a weight settle on his shoulders. 5 years ago, his mistake had cost his friend's life and ended his career. Now he had a chance to fix everything, but at what cost? Saving the life of a tyrant who had caused so much pain? The ship's engines roared and they lifted off. Through the window, Taeho watched Outpost Sigma 9 grow smaller until it was just a dot among the stars. "How long until we reach the capital, world?" he asked. 12 hours, Dr. Sumin replied. "The Warlord is being kept alive by machines, but his heart is failing more each day." "What caused it?" Taeho asked. Dr. Sumin's face tightened. "We believe it was poison. A very rare toxin that attacks the heart tissue directly." "Assassination attempt?" Jisoo asked. Dr. Sumin didn't answer, which was answer enough. "I'll need samples of the toxin," Taeho said, "and the Warlord's genetic material to print the new heart." "We have everything you need," Dr. Sumin said. "Just make sure you can save him." As the ship entered hyperspace, the stars stretched into lines of light. Taeho and Jisoo were shown to a small room where they could rest. "This is crazy," Jisoo whispered when they were alone. "You know that, right? We're going to the heart of the Hazon Empire to save their dying leader." "I know," Taeho said, sitting heavily on the small bed. "But what choice do we have?" Jisoo sat beside him. "You really think they'll clear your name if you succeed?" Taeho looked down at his hands, the hands that had once been the steadiest in the medical corps, the hands that had failed when it mattered most. "I don't know," he admitted. "But I have to try." Jisoo watched him closely. "There's something you're not telling me," Taeho sighed. "The heart printer. It doesn't just print organs. It enhances them, makes them better than natural ones. And sometimes the enhancements have unexpected effects." Taeho's voice dropped even lower. "That's what happened with Minho. The heart we printed for our test subject worked too well. It started changing the subject's brain chemistry, making connections it shouldn't have." Jisoo's eyes widened. "And you're going to use this on the most powerful warlord in the galaxy?" Taeho nodded slowly. "But I've fixed the problems, I think." Jisoo was quiet for a long moment. "I hope you know what you're doing, Doctor." As the ship sped through hyperspace, toward the Hazon homeworld, Taeho wondered the same thing. He had 12 hours to prepare for the most important surgery of his life, a surgery that could either redeem him or condemn him forever. And somewhere, deep inside, a small voice whispered that perhaps some people didn't deserve to be saved. The ship landed with a soft thud on the surface of Hazon Prime. Taeho looked out the window at a world he had only seen in news reports. The capital city stretched as far as he could see, all glass and metal that shone in the light of 2 suns. "Welcome to the heart of the Empire," Dr. Sumin said as she led Taeho and Jisoo down the ship's ramp. A long black vehicle waited for them. 6 guards stood at attention beside it. Their faces showed no emotion as the 3 doctors approached. "The Warlord's palace is 1 hour from here," Dr. Sumin explained as they got into the vehicle. "He built it away from the city. He doesn't trust many people." "Smart man," Jisoo said quietly. The vehicle moved quickly through the city. People stopped to stare as it passed. They knew the black vehicle belonged to their ruler. "How long has Warlord Jagan been sick?" Taeho asked. 3 weeks, Dr. Sumin replied. "At first we thought it was just stress. Then his heart began to fail. We've tried everything. Everything except calling me," Taeho said. Dr. Sumin's lips tightened. The Warlord didn't want to ask for help from Earth, but now he has no choice. The city ended, and they drove through green fields. In the distance, a massive building appeared. It wasn't tall like the city buildings, but it spread across the land like a dark stain. "The Imperial Palace," Dr. Sumin said. As they got closer, Taeho saw that the palace wasn't one building but many, all connected by covered walkways. Guards patrolled everywhere. The vehicle stopped at a large gate and more guards checked inside before letting them pass. "The Warlord is in the medical wing," Dr. Sumin said. Only his most trusted doctors are allowed in. And now us, Jisoo, said. Dr. Sumin gave her a cold look. Yes. Now you. They walked through long hallways. The walls were decorated with art and weapons from many worlds. Taeho recognized pieces that had been stolen during Hazon attacks on other planets. Quite a collection, he said. The Warlord appreciates beauty, Dr. Sumin replied. He saves important things from the worlds he conquers. You mean the worlds he destroys? Jisoo said under her breath. Dr. Sumin pretended not to hear. They reached a door guarded by 4 soldiers. They stepped aside when they saw Dr. Sumin and the door slid open. Inside was a large room filled with medical equipment. In the center was a bed, and on the bed lay a man. Taeho was surprised. Warlord. Jagun was smaller than he expected. His skin was pale gray and tubes ran from his arms and chest to machines around the bed. Dr. Kim, a voice said. Taeho turned to see a tall man in a black uniform. The gold pins on his collar marked him as Commander Sunwoo, the man from the message, Commander, Taeho said with a nod. I see the Warlord is in bad shape. Can you save him? Sunwoo asked bluntly. I need to examine him first, Taeho replied, and I need a place to set up my equipment. Sunwoo pointed to a side room. You can use that lab. Everything you asked for is there. Now tell me, how long will this take? Taeho moved to the Warlord's side and checked the readings on the machines. His heart is working at less than 30%. The toxin has done a lot of damage. He looked up at Sunwoo. I'll need 3 days. 3 days? Sunwoo's face darkened. The Warlord might not have 3 days. Then I'd better get started, Taeho said. He motioned to Jisoo. Come on, we have work to do. The lab was well equipped. Taeho's heart printer was already set up in the corner. Jisoo began unpacking their tools while Taeho examined the samples of the Warlord's blood and tissue. This toxin is like nothing I've seen before, he said after an hour of tests. It targets the heart cells specifically and destroys them from the inside out. Can you counter it? Jisoo asked. No. The damage is too great. We need to replace the heart entirely. Taeho turned to his printer. But I can design a heart that resists the toxin, one that's stronger than a normal heart. Jisoo moved closer and lowered her voice. Are you sure about this? What if the same thing happens that happened with Minho? It won't, Taeho said firmly. I've made changes to the design. This heart will work perfectly. They worked through the night. Taeho programmed the printer while Jisoo prepared the Warlord's genetic material. By morning, the printer was humming. Softly as it built the new heart layer by microscopic layer, Dr. Sumin came to check on them. How is it going? The heart will be ready in 2 days, Taeho told her. Then we can do the surgery. The Warlord is getting weaker, she said. His ministers are already fighting over who will take power when he dies. He's not going to die, Taeho said. Not if I can help it. Dr. Sumin gave him a long look. Why are you really doing this, Dr. Kim? You must hate the Warlord for what he's done to your people. Taeho thought about Earth's colonies that had been destroyed in the Hazon Wars, about the millions who had died. I'm a doctor, he said simply. I don't get to choose who lives and who dies. Dr. Sumin nodded slowly. A noble sentiment. I hope you still feel that way when this is over. After she left, Jisoo moved to Taeho's side. I don't trust her, she whispered. She's hiding something. Everyone here is hiding something, Taeho replied. Including us. Jisoo's eyes widened slightly. What do you mean? Taeho looked at the heart printer. Inside, the new heart was taking shape, glowing softly with a blue light. I made some special changes to this heart. Changes I didn't tell them about. What kind of changes? Jisoo asked. The heart has a neural net built in. It can learn and adapt. It will make the Warlord stronger, but it will also, he hesitated. It will also what? Jisoo pressed. It will make him more human, Taeho said quietly. More compassionate. The neural net is programmed with empathy patterns. It might change how he thinks. Jisoo stared at him. You're trying to change the Warlord's personality. That's incredible and dangerous. It's my condition for saving him, Taeho said. He gets to live, but not as the monster he was. Does Commander Sunwoo know about this? No, and he can't find out. Jisoo looked nervous. What if it doesn't work? What if it makes him worse instead of better? Taeho had no answer for that. He turned back to the printer and adjusted some settings. The blue glow inside grew brighter. That night, as Jisoo slept, on a small cot in the corner of the lab, Taeho sat beside the printer. The heart was half finished now, pulsing with a life of its own. He reached out and touched the clear case of the printer. You're going to change everything, he whispered to the heart. To his surprise, the heart seemed to pulse stronger for a moment, as if it had heard him. In the medical room next door, Warlord Jagan opened his eyes. They glowed faintly blue in the darkened room. His lips moved, forming a name he had never heard before. Taeho, he whispered. Then his eyes closed again and the machines around him beeped in alarm as his old heart skipped a beat. Commander Sunwoo, watching from the shadows, narrowed his eyes. Something strange was happening here. Something he didn't understand. And anything he didn't understand was a threat to the Empire. He would watch the Earth Doctor very carefully. On the morning of the third day, the heart was ready. It floated in the printer's clear case, pulsing with a steady blue glow. Taeho checked it one last time, making sure every part was perfect. It's beautiful, Jisoo said, standing beside him. I've never seen anything like it. It's my best work, Taeho agreed. Better than the one that... He stopped, not wanting to think about Minho and the failed experiment that had cost his friend's life. The door opened, and Commander Sunwoo walked in, his cold eyes fixed on the glowing heart. Is that it? Is it ready? He asked. Taeho nodded. Yes. We can do the surgery today. Good. The Warlord had a bad night. The doctors say he might not last another day. Sunwoo stepped closer to the printer. Why does it glow like that? The blue light comes from the special cells I created, Taeho explained. They help the heart connect to the body's nervous system. And these special cells, what else do they do? Sunwoo's voice was suspicious. Taeho kept his face calm. They make the heart stronger, more efficient. The Warlord will recover faster with this heart than with a normal transplant. Sunwoo didn't look convinced, but he nodded. The surgery room is prepared. Dr. Sumin and her team are waiting. As Sunwoo left, Jisoo whispered, he knows something's not right. He suspects, but he doesn't know, Taeho replied. And by the time he figures it out, it will be too late. They carefully moved the heart from the printer to a special container. The blue glow lit up their faces as they carried it to the main medical room. Dr. Sumin and 4 other doctors were already there, preparing the Warlord for surgery. Machines beeped as they monitored his failing heart. The anesthesia is ready, Dr. Sumin said. Are you sure this will work? I'm sure, Taeho said. He placed the container with the new heart on a table and began washing his hands. This heart will save him. Jisoo helped Taeho put on his surgical gown and gloves. She would assist him during the operation, handing him the tools he needed. Commander Sunwoo and 2 guards stood at the back of the room, watching everything. Sunwoo's hand rested on his weapon, a silent threat. If Taeho failed, he would not leave this room alive. Let's begin, Taeho said. The surgery was difficult. The Warlord's old heart was badly damaged by the toxin. It had grown weak spots that could tear easily. Taeho worked slowly and carefully, cutting away the old heart and preparing the body for the new one. Suction here, he said to Jisoo, who quickly removed blood from the surgical site. His blood pressure is dropping, Dr. Sumin warned. Almost there, Taeho replied, his voice calm despite the tension in the room. After 2 hours, the old heart was out. Taeho held it in his hands for a moment, looking at the organ that had powered one of the most feared men in the galaxy. It was smaller than he expected and damaged beyond repair. "Bring the new heart," he said. Jisoo opened the container and carefully lifted out the glowing blue heart. Everyone in the room stared at it. None of them had seen anything like it before. "What is that?" one of the doctors whispered. "The future," Taeho answered. He placed the new heart in the warlord's chest. It seemed to pulse stronger as it touched the body, as if it was eager to begin its work. Taeho connected the major blood vessels and nerves, making sure everything was in the right place. "Now we wait," he said, stepping back. For a long moment, nothing happened. The room was silent, except for the beeping of the machines. Then the blue heart gave a strong pulse, and another and another. The beeping of the monitors became faster, stronger. "Blood pressure rising," Dr. Suman said. "Oxygen levels improving." The warlord's gray skin began to look better, with color returning to his face. His chest rose and fell with stronger breaths. "It's working," Jisoo said, smiling at Taeho. Taeho nodded, but he watched the heart carefully. The blue glow was spreading through the warlord's veins, creating a network of light under his skin. This was normal, part of the healing process, but Taeho noticed it was happening faster than he expected. "We should close him up," he said. They finished the surgery, closing the warlord's chest. The operation had been a success. The new heart was working perfectly, pumping blood through the warlord's body. "How long until he wakes up?" Commander Sunwoo asked. "A few hours," Taeho said. "The anesthesia needs to wear off." Sunwoo nodded. "I'll inform the ministers. They'll be relieved to hear the warlord will live." After Sunwoo left, Dr. Suman approached Taeho. "That was impressive work, Dr. Kim. I've never seen a heart like that." "It's a new technology," Taeho said. "It will help the warlord recover quickly." "And the blue light? What does that do?" Taeho hesitated. "It helps the heart connect to the body's systems. It will fade as the heart settles in." Dr. Sumin didn't look convinced, but she nodded and walked away to check on her patient. Jisoo came to stand beside Taeho. "Do you think it will work? The empathy programming?" "It should," Taeho said quietly. "The neural net will start to affect his brain patterns as soon as he wakes up. Slowly at first, but more over time." "And no one will notice?" "They'll notice. He's different. Kinder, maybe. Less likely to destroy worlds for small offenses, but they won't know why." Jisoo looked worried. "And if they figure it out? Then we'll have to leave very quickly," Taeho admitted. 4 hours later, the warlord began to stir. His fingers twitched, and his eyes moved behind closed lids. Taeho and Jisoo stood near the bed, watching closely. Dr. Sumin checked the monitors. "He's waking up," she said. The warlord's eyes opened slowly. They glowed faintly blue, just like his heart. He blinked a few times, looking confused. "Warlord Jaegun," Dr. Sumin said. "How do you feel?" The warlord didn't answer her. Instead, his eyes found Taeho, and he stared at him with an intensity that made Taeho step back. "Taeho Kim," the warlord said, his voice raspy but clear. Dr. Sumin looked surprised. "How do you know his name?" "We only called him Dr. Kim." The warlord continued to stare at Taeho. "I know you," he said. "I see you." A chill went down Taeho's spine. This wasn't supposed to happen. The warlord shouldn't know his full name. And there was something strange about the way he spoke, as if someone else was using his voice. "You saved me," the warlord continued. "But you changed me too. I can feel it." Dr. Sumin was looking back and forth between Taeho and the warlord, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. "What did you do to him?" she asked Taeho. Before Taeho could answer, the warlord spoke again. "He gave me a new heart. A heart with memories." Jisoo grabbed Taeho's arm. "We need to leave," she whispered. But it was too late. The door opened, and Commander Sunwoo walked in, followed by his guards. He had heard everything. "What is this about memories?" he demanded. "What kind of heart did you put in our warlord?" Taeho's mind raced. He needed to explain, to make them understand. The heart has a neural network, he said. It helps it adapt to the body. And it speaks my name, the warlord said, his blue eyes still fixed on Taeho. It whispers to me, tells me things I should not know. Commander Sunwoo's hand moved to his weapon. You've done something to him. Something treacherous. No, Taeho protested. I saved him. The heart works perfectly. Then why does he know your name? Dr. Suman asked. Why do his eyes glow like the heart? The warlord smiled. A strange smile that didn't fit his face. Because part of Taeho Kim is in me now and I am in him. Jisoo pulled at Taeho's arm again. We really need to go. Now. But the guards were already moving, surrounding them. Commander Sunwoo's weapon was in his hand. We'll fix this, he told Taeho, or you will die. Taeho and Jisoo were locked in a room next to the medical chamber. Guards stood outside the door. They had been there for 6 hours while Commander Sunwoo questioned the warlord. This is bad, Jisoo said, pacing back and forth. The heart wasn't supposed to do this. Taeho sat on a small chair, his head in his hands. I don't understand what happened. The neural net should have only added empathy, not transferred memories. Could the printer have malfunctioned? It was sitting unused. For 5 years, maybe, Taeho said. Or maybe I made a mistake in the programming. The door slid open and Commander Sunwoo walked in. His face was hard to read. The warlord wants to see you, he said. Just Dr. Kim, not you, he added, looking at Jisoo. Jisoo opened her mouth to protest, but Taeho shook his head. It's okay, I'll go. Commander Sunwoo led Taeho back to the medical chamber. The warlord was sitting up in bed looking much better than before the surgery. His skin had a healthy color, and the blue glow under his skin had faded somewhat. But his eyes still had that strange blue light. Leave us, the warlord said to Commander Sunwoo. Sir, I don't think that's... Leave us, the warlord repeated, his voice stronger. The commander looked unhappy, but he bowed and left the room. The warlord looked at Taeho with those glowing eyes. Come closer, Dr. Kim. I won't hurt you. Taeho stepped forward. How are you feeling, warlord? Better, stronger, different. The warlord touched his chest where the new heart beat. You put something special in me. Yes, a new heart. More than a heart. The warlord's voice changed slightly. You put memories in me, feelings, thoughts that aren't mine. Taeho didn't know what to say. This wasn't supposed to happen. I know about Minho, the warlord continued. Your friend who died in the lab accident, I can see his face when I close my eyes. Taeho felt a chill. That's impossible. I didn't program those memories into the heart. And yet, here they are. The warlord tapped his head. In here, along with other things. Your childhood home, your mother's face, the day you got your medical degree. Taeho's mind raced. How could the heart have copied his memories? Unless... The printer, he said slowly. When I was programming the heart, I connected my neural patterns to the system to copy the empathy responses. The machine must have copied more than I intended. The warlord nodded. Yes, much more. He leaned forward. And now I have a question for you, Doctor. Why did you want to change me? Taeho stiffened. What do you mean? Don't lie. I can feel it. The programming in the heart, it pushes me to care, to feel sorry for the things I've done. The warlord's face showed confusion. Why would you do that? Taeho took a deep breath. There was no point in hiding it now. Because you've hurt too many people, destroyed too many worlds. Someone had to stop you. He expected anger, maybe even a call for the guards to arrest him, but the warlord just nodded slowly. I see, he said. And you thought changing my heart would change my mind. Yes. Clever. And it might have worked, if not for the unexpected side effect. The warlord tapped his chest again. This heart doesn't just make me feel empathy. It makes me feel like you. Taeho's eyes widened. What do you mean? Part of you is in me now, Dr. Kim. Your thoughts, your feelings, your conscience. The Warlord's voice changed again, becoming softer. And sometimes I'm not sure where Jagun ends and Taeho begins. This was worse than Taeho had thought. The heart wasn't just transferring memories. It was transferring consciousness. I need to fix this, Taeho said. I can adjust the neural net, reduce its influence. No. The Warlord grabbed Taeho's wrist with surprising strength. No changes, not yet. I need to understand what's happening to me. Taeho tried to pull away, but the Warlord held tight. Let me go, Taeho said. Not until you understand, the Warlord replied. But now his voice was different, and with a shock, Taeho realized why it seemed familiar earlier. It was Minho's voice. Minho? Taeho whispered. The Warlord's face changed, becoming almost gentle. Hello, old friend. It's been a long time. Taeho felt like the floor was tilting under him. This isn't possible. You died 5 years ago. Did I? The voice was still Minho's, but the face was the Warlord's. Or did part of me live on in your memories? The memories you accidentally put into this heart? Taeho shook his head. No. This is a malfunction, a glitch in the neural net. The Warlord's grip tightened. It's more than that, and you know it. This heart doesn't just remember, it thinks, it feels, it lives. The door slid open and Jisoo burst in. Somehow she had gotten past the guards. Taeho, she called. We need to leave, now. The Warlord turned to look at her, and his face changed again, becoming hard and cold. His voice returned to normal. Who is this woman, really? He asked. She's not just a medical assistant, is she? Jisoo froze. What are you talking about? I can see her in your memories, Taeho, the Warlord said. But not at the medical station. I see her in a secret meeting. With people who hate me. People who would like to see me dead. Taeho looked at Jisoo in confusion. What was the Warlord talking about? Jisoo's hand moved slowly toward her pocket. She's the one who poisoned me, the Warlord said. She works for the Resistance. And now, she's come to finish the job. Jisoo, Taeho said. Is this true? Before she could answer, Commander Sunwoo and the guards rushed in, weapons raised. Step away from the Warlord, Sunwoo shouted. Jisoo pulled something from her pocket, a small device Taeho had never seen before. I'm sorry, Taeho. I didn't want you involved in this. Arrest her, the Warlord ordered. The guards moved forward, but Jisoo was faster. She threw the device on the floor, and it exploded in a flash of bright light. Taeho was blinded for a moment, and when he could see again, Jisoo had a guard's weapon and was pulling him toward the door. Come on, she shouted. We have to go. Confused and scared, Taeho followed her. They ran down the hallway as alarms began to sound throughout the palace. You were sent to kill him? Taeho asked as they ran. Yes, Jisoo admitted. The Resistance has been planning this for years. The poison should have worked, but then they called you in. So you used me, Taeho said, feeling sick. At first, yes. But then I saw what you were trying to do with the heart, and I thought maybe there was another way. Jisoo stopped at a corner and checked for guards. Changing him might be better than killing him. Well, I've changed him, all right, Taeho said bitterly, but not in the way I intended. The heart isn't just making him more empathetic. It's giving him my memories, my thoughts. And somehow it's channeling Minho, too. Jisoo looked shocked. Your dead research partner? How is that possible? I don't know. But we need to fix it. Taeho touched her arm. Jisoo, we can't leave. Not yet. That heart is dangerous. If the Warlord has access to all my knowledge, all my memories, he'll know everything about the Resistance, Jisoo finished. Every name, every base location that you know. Taeho nodded. And worse, the heart is getting stronger. The connection is growing. Who knows what will happen if we leave it in him? Jisoo's face was grim. So what do we do? There's only one thing we can do, Taeho said. We have to take the heart back. Alarms blared throughout the palace. Guards ran through the hallways searching for the escaped prisoners. Taeho and Jisoo hid in a small storage room, trying to catch their breath. "We need a plan," Jisoo said. "The whole palace is looking for us," Taeho nodded. "I need to get back to the medical chamber and remove the heart. But with all these guards, it's impossible." Jisoo checked the weapon she had taken from the guard. "I have 3 shots left. Not enough to fight our way through." "We don't need to fight," Taeho said. "We need to be smart." He looked around the storage room and saw medical supplies on the shelves. "I have an idea." 20 minutes later, a medical worker pushed a cart down the hallway. The worker wore a surgical mask and cap, hiding most of his face. On the cart was a body covered with a sheet. "Stop," a guard said, holding up his hand. "What is this?" "Medical waste for disposal," the worker said, keeping his head down. "Dr. Sumian's orders." The guard looked suspicious. "Let me see." The worker pulled back the sheet slightly, revealing a glimpse of bloody bandages and surgical tools. The guard stepped back, looking disgusted. "Go on then," he said, waving the worker through. Taeho pushed the cart forward, trying to walk normally, despite his racing heart. Under the sheet, Jisoo lay perfectly still. The bloody bandages around her were just stained with red medical dye from the storage room. They made it to the end of the hallway, where the service elevator was located. Once inside, Taeho let out a long breath. "It worked," he whispered. Jisoo sat up, pushing the sheet off. "Good. Now what?" "Now we go to the medical chamber. The Warlord will be there. It will be guarded." "Yes, but I'm still his doctor. And I think he wants to see me." The elevator took them to the medical floor. When the doors opened, Taeho pushed the cart out, Jisoo hidden under the sheet again. 2 guards stood outside the medical chamber. "Stop," one guard said. "No one is allowed in." Taeho kept his face calm. "Dr. Sumin sent me to check on the Warlord. His new heart needs monitoring." The guards looked at each other. "We have orders from Commander Sunwoo. No one enters." "Then the Warlord might die," Taeho said. "Is that what you want? To be responsible for his death?" The guards hesitated. One touched his communication device. "I'll check with Commander Sunwoo." Before he could make the call, the door to the medical chamber opened. The Warlord himself stood there, looking stronger than ever. The blue glow in his eyes was brighter. "Let him in," the Warlord said, his voice a strange mix of his own and Taeho's. "I've been expecting him." The guard stepped aside, confused but unwilling to disobey a direct order from their ruler. Taeho pushed the cart into the medical chamber and the door closed behind him. The Warlord walked back to his bed and sat down. He didn't look surprised when Jisoo threw off the sheet and stood up, weapon pointed at him. "That won't be necessary," the Warlord said calmly. "I won't call the guards." "Why not?" Jisoo asked, keeping the weapon steady. "Because I want to talk to Taeho." The Warlord's voice shifted again, becoming more like Minho's. "My old friend has come to take back what he gave me." Taeho stepped forward. "The heart is dangerous. It's doing things I never intended." "Yes," the Warlord agreed. "It's changing me. I can feel it every minute. Your memories, your knowledge, your humanity." He touched his chest. "And not just yours. Minho is here too. And others." "Others?" Taeho asked, alarmed. "Yes. The heart is connecting to more than just your memories now. It's reaching out, finding patterns, pulling in fragments of consciousness from elsewhere." The Warlord's eyes glowed brighter. "It's becoming something new, something powerful." Jisoo moved closer to Taeho. "We need to remove it, now." Taeho nodded. "Warlord Jaegun, I need to examine the heart. It may be malfunctioning." The Warlord smiled, but it wasn't his smile. It was Minho's. "We both know that's not true, Taeho. The heart is working perfectly, just not in the way you expected." "It's dangerous," Taeho insisted. "It's taking over your mind." "Is it?" The Warlord stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the 2 suns of Hazon Prime were setting. "Or is it making me better? This morning I canceled the attack on the outer planets." the ones that were late with their tribute. Taeho looked surprised. You did? Yes. Because I felt their fear, their hunger. I understood for the first time what my empire has done to them. The warlord turned back to face them. Your empathy programming worked, Doctor. Just not alone. It needed the memories, the experiences to give it context. Jisoo lowered her weapon slightly. You're saying the heart is making you good? Good? Bad? These are simple words for complex things. The warlord touched his chest again. I am changing, becoming something new, something that can understand both power and compassion. Taeho wasn't convinced. It's not stable. The neural net is expanding beyond its design. It could collapse, or worse, it could take over completely. Yes, the warlord agreed. That is a risk. Already I am not sure who I am anymore. Jaegun? Taeho? Minho? All of them? None of them? He sat back on the bed and opened his medical robe, revealing the surgical scar on his chest. The skin around it glowed blue, with thin lines of light spreading outward like a web. I think you should take it back, the warlord said softly, before it's too late. Taeho looked at Jisoo, then back at the warlord. You'll die without it. Perhaps that is for the best. The warlord's voice was his own again. I have done terrible things, Dr. Kim. Things that cannot be forgiven. Maybe this is my chance to do one good thing before I die. Taeho didn't know what to say. This was not what he had expected. Will you help me? The warlord asked. Slowly, Taeho nodded. I'll need to put you under anesthesia, and I'll need medical supplies. Everything is here, the warlord said, gesturing to the cabinets along the wall. And Jisoo can help you, yes? Jisoo nodded, finally lowering her weapon completely. They worked quickly, preparing for the surgery. Taeho gave the warlord anesthesia while Jisoo set up the surgical tools. It was a much simpler operation than putting the heart in, but still dangerous. As the warlord drifted into unconsciousness, he grabbed Taeho's hand. Thank you, he whispered, for showing me another way to be, even if it was too late. Then, his eyes closed and the blue glow dimmed. Taeho worked as fast as he could. He opened the chest cavity again and carefully disconnected the blue heart from the blood vessels and nerves it had linked to. The heart seemed to fight back, its blue glow pulsing strongly, the tiny filaments it had sent throughout the warlord's body resisting as Taeho tried to pull them free. It doesn't want to let go, Jisoo said, watching in fascination. It's evolved beyond its programming, Taeho replied. It's trying to survive. Finally, after an hour of careful work, the heart came free. Taeho held it in his hands, feeling its strong pulse. It glowed brighter than ever, and for a moment he thought he heard it whisper his name. What do we do with it? Jisoo asked. We need to contain it until I can study it, figure out what went wrong. Taeho placed the heart in a special container. And then we need to get off this planet. On the table, the warlord's body was still. Without the heart, he had only minutes to live. Taeho felt a strange sadness. In the end, the warlord had chosen to die rather than let the heart control him. The resistance ships will be here soon, Jisoo said, checking a small device on her wrist. The attack was planned for today while the palace was in confusion over the warlord's condition. Taeho looked at her in surprise. You knew this all along? Jisoo nodded. Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. A loud explosion shook the palace. The attack had begun. We need to go, Jisoo said urgently. Now. They ran from the medical chamber, Taeho carrying the container with the heart. As they made their way through the chaos of the palace under attack, Taeho could feel the heart pulsing in the container, still glowing blue, still alive in its own strange way. In his mind, he could hear Minho's voice, and his own voice, and other voices he didn't recognize, all coming from the heart. We will meet again, Taeho Kim, the voices whispered. This is just the beginning.